All Ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
What you told me to do, Flea?
Fix that fucking microphone. Fix that mic.
We live.
Big Flea. Biggest, y'all. We're here.
In the mix, get right to us. See y'all in the comments, man. Loving y'all in the comments. I'm sorry, I'm gonna post you up there. Beautiful Television, appreciate you showing love, man. See you in the King speech. All Ball can't make it tonight to nitpick. Hate to burst your bubble. We got Flea here though for the nitpick. Flea MX. Let's roll. The dust is settling in the east. Shout out to the Raps, though, cut little runs, but they're a year or two away. They're a trade or two away. Let's not get it twisted. Kind of glad that for Tuco. Tuco, what's going on? Salamanca. Giving y'all some love. We live. We live, Mo. We live.
Salamanca. Mo, what up?
The beautiful, the lovely. Barry Foster. Respectfully, I don't remember seeing your name here before, but you said, yo, it was good, bro. The way you said it sounded like you came in here before, you bought a drink.
Big Barry.
You know what I'm saying? Barry sounds like a name you can't play with. You can't toy with a Barry.
I know a couple solid Barrys. Good brothers. Barry.
Jeremy's house. Appreciate you. A member of All Ball TV.
Big Jeremy.
We're going to try to definitely do some membership related stuff because the way you guys show support, you ain't got to do it, but you do. You do. Pierre Moise. I've seen you here before, Pierre. I think you in and out. I know with the lives, it's tough for you guys to really jump in and show love the way you want to. Shout out to the Dime Dropper Twitter. LA love. Good day to be a Knicks fan. Correct. What's he? Cheval Gray. Yeah, Fade more call-in shows. Oh, the call-ins, I might be able to do it tonight. You know, it's a Sunday night. I got the day off tomorrow. Flea might stick around for a couple minutes. He got to go as a father. Please, what's the response to that, man? What's your little witty, angry response?
I don't want to talk to you niggas.
So if
I don't want to talk to you niggas.
Therefore, if he makes time for you,
and anybody that's been here knows what I mean by I don't want to talk to you niggas. That does not mean y'all know. Anybody that's been here knows what I mean when I say that. No explanation needed.
Fleeing? I see what you did there, Jeremy. Always. Anytime I make
King speech, I ain't ducking the smoke, but you understand, brother.
Yeah. Talk to him. You see how he ducks the smoke with me? He tries to turn up the anger and aggressive level. The drill hoopers, when they start hooping, they think I back down. I go, okay. He's scared, but
That's good work. I see what he did there. That's good work.
All Ball is kind of busy. Some people need to be attended to. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. Isaiah Jackson, Zeke Jackson, what's going on, man?
Zeke Jackson, what up?
Would y'all consider this a valid win?
All wins in the NBA are valid wins. If you ask me, I won't ask these two other niggas. All wins are valid wins in the NBA. With that win tonight, that puts us as a second seed.
East Blue Drew said, all Ball stays busy when we win. What a coinky dink. And if we're talking about winning, what we talking about? What could we possibly be talking about? Only one topic. Put us in a good mood.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Come on, baby Bubba.
Knicks
We in the
Rehab.
mix. Flea, comments. Don't let me forget. I gotta give our sponsors a shout out later. Appreciate it.
Tony,
my
you know
baby
what time
Bubba.
it is, Tony. It's Sunday, baby. You know. You know how I play.
Flea has movie night, bro. Let him slide. Don't make any excuses for him. Don't let him run from you guys. He's running from the chat that wants to give him the
I
smoke.
don't want to talk to none of you niggas. I love y'all.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
go,
Flea.
baby. Shit.
All right.
You're lucky I want to talk to you. Shit.
What a liar. You see the way he flirts with me offline is crazy. Big Knicks, big tricks. 116.94, holding off them Raptors to 100 points, below 100 points. Ain't playing with y'all. NBA.com, that's a weak-ass profile pic. You couldn't put up a picture from the game today after this ass whooping we put up out here, huh? Big Knicks. Here we go. Raptors ended up with 4 guys in double figures, so Scotty Barnes ended up scoring what? Is it 10 in the fourth quarter? I mean, excuse me, Brandon Ingram ended up scoring 6 in the fourth quarter. He ended up with 14 in total, 4 assists, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 of 11 from the field. He really had a bad first half, first quarter, especially 5 turnovers for him. 18 points for Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes, I will not mention what Flea discovered today about him. That is hilarious. Scotty Barnes, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 4 personal fouls. He was a little trouble out there. 19 points for Emmanuel quickly. Solid day, 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, 2 or 3 of those from the top of the key, which I said don't leave them open from the top of the key, and they kept doing that. 11 points for Colin Murray. Boy, was off the bench. And minus 22 for Brandon Ingram. That's tough to deal with, one of your stars. And they're dealing, of course, with the absence of R.J. Barrett. I think Jakob Poeltl. But let's get to it. Big Knicks. Mikal Bridges, 14 points. I didn't even care about his points tonight because he was really good defensively. Missed a wide open transition layup, but it's neither here nor there. 3 assists. Drove to the basket a couple of times, which I loved about him. Yeah, he did end up with 5 fouls. It looked like it. I spotted it. It was just, I thought it was a ticky-tack foul. The last one that he got 20 points for Josh Hart. 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 8 of 12 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Where is all ball? The people want to know.
Josh Hart.
22 from the big cat. Not mad lion. There's a little line in him today. 8 rebounds, no blocks, 8 of 15 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He had 7 free throws. Jalen Brunson, 18 points, 6 of 19 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 7 assists. What a stat line from Jalen Brunson with that win, a blowout win. 18 points, 6 of 19 from the field. Love today's game. That's what speaks volumes in a blowout victory. Jalen Brunson's stat line. We'll get to that in a second. 14 for McBride, who started today. They benched Mitchell Robinson. We will definitely chat about that in a second. 13 for Jordan Clarkson off the bench. He was a -3 and a plus-minus. 2 points for Mitchell Robinson, but of course the 15 big rebounds, 7 of them more offensive, not playing any games, flat out dominant on that end. And Kolek with some decent minutes. But of course, the bench player, aside from Mitchell Robinson, who stood out tonight. Come on, man. Come on. Big BBL. Yabu. 9 minutes, damn near 10 minutes. 3 of 5 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 7 points, 4 rebounds. No assists. Though I thought he did kick it out to somebody in the corner for an assist. Oh, he did get with that 1 assist I was talking about. But big Yabu, big BBL. He ain't playing any games. Flea. It looks like Yabu. He's recovering from the BBL. He took the foul.
Yo, chill. I'm not talking about no man's and he's stop.
You started this. As you
I didn't
can
start
see.
Nothing. I just said get the nigga a bigger pair of shorts. That's all I said. And you ran with it.
You usually need a bigger pair of shorts when you have the foul. That's neither here nor there. You see, the Knicks controlled the game for the entirety of it, except for like what the first 30 seconds. 24 was the biggest lead point differential for the Knicks. Look at this big New York City skyline out here. That's what we like to see. The Knicks out rebounded the Raptors. Boy, oh boy, dominant 66-49, 27 assists to 26, even in steals 9-9. The Raptors had more blocks 6-3, 18 turnovers for each team apiece. 45% from the field for the Knicks, 42% for the Raptors, 29% from three from the Raptors, 35% from the Knicks. And of course, the free throws that killed the Raptors as well, 52%. And then that they couldn't get to the free throw line, 75% from us. And that 3-point differential, that 3-point percentage, that was a big difference because Scotty Barnes in the second quarter, I think Emmanuel Cook in the third quarter just had their own personal 9-0 runs, it felt like. And you see here, fast break points, Toronto killed us 25-11. That's how he kind of stayed in the game. Second chance points, that's how we killed them, 22-9. The offensive rebounds, of course, Mitchell Robinson and them. Points in the paint was 48 apiece. So either one dominated in the paint. But guess what? Ain't no scuttlebutt going on over here. Big Flea. Ain't playing no games. Huh? Tore these Raptors up. How you feeling about this victory, Flea Thomas?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. What I always tell you, never too high, never too low. The Knicks on a 4-game winning streak right now. We are 10-1 at the crib. Only 2 teams in the NBA right now with 10 plus victories at their cribs. That's us, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we taking care of business at the crib. It's a hard out when you come to the Garden because we look like we get up to really like bring it to you when we at home, which I love. The crowd is always behind us. All the Knicks fans in the chat tonight, me, you, everybody, we always behind us when we at the crib. And I just like the fact that it seems like we are looking to settle in a little bit. Each night it looks like it's somebody different, right? You know what you're going to get from Jalen Brunson. Obviously, we want Cat to continue to be more and more aggressive. He doesn't look like he's forcing anything, but I would like him to be more aggressive. But as far as the other pieces, right, every night is somebody different. Mikal Bridges having an outstanding night the other night. Now Josh Hart over the last couple games, has just been phenomenal. Josh Hart brought it tonight. The energy, the effort, the offensive rebounding, the defense, the flying around. What did he say at the end of the game? I just be running around. Alan Hansen, yo, what you do? I just be running around. And that's how you get opportunities like he does, right? I think when he does play under control, right, he's settling into his shot now. His shot is really falling, and that's because he's got legs under him now. Maybe that finger is starting to, heal up a little bit better. And, he has a great rhythm. Deuce McBride has just been phenomenal. Deuce McBride, to be honest, I feel like is finding his way into becoming a starter in this league. He is finding a way to become a starter in this league. Deuce McBride plays excellent on both ends of the court. And what I mean by excellent, he's just crafty on the defensive end because he knows where to be. He's playing deep, he's playing passing lanes, and he's strong, right? But then on the offensive end, this dude is just getting better and better from three, just looking more and more confident, being able to shoot the basketball. I love everything that Deuce McBride is bringing to us right now. I can't say enough about Deuce McBride. He's really, really stepping up into his role this season, and I love the energy he's bringing. Mitchell Robinson,
especially as of late, because remember he started before, and we were trying to figure out. We'll talk about that in a second with Mitchell Robinson. But for Deuce he started, and if it didn't feel like it was working, and now you put Josh Hart in the start lineup with him because obviously OG's missing time. Talk about that a little bit more because he's shooting better from the field the last couple games, and as just as a starter in general. Before you go into Mitchell Robinson, what is it about Deuce that you're seeing besides just hitting the shots? Maybe it's like, is it confidence? Like, what is it?
Nah, you hit it right on the head, Fabian. It's confidence. It looks like Mike Brown is the one. It looks like Mike Brown is telling him to shoot the ball more, and it looks like guys around him, like Brunson, like Bridges, like Hart, like Cat. It looks like everybody is confident. Like at one point when Deuce McBride had the basketball a couple years ago, maybe his first or second year in the league, and he goes up for a shot, you kind of cringe, or you kind of say, you kind of hold your breath, you gasp, and you like, I don't know if that's a good shot or bad shot. Is that a shot that Deuce should be taking at all? Now, Deuce is taking shots, and you're like, great shot, Deuce. whether it goes down or not. He's getting to the rim more, right? He's not just settling for the three. He's actually mixing it up in the paint. He's working on that floater. That floater is becoming more and more better. Like, I just like the fact that you could look at Deuce McBride's game and tell that he's worked on his game. He's not the same player from last year. He's not the same player from a year ago as a rookie. He's really, really worked on his game. And so extremely impressed with what he's bringing us. Like I said, I thought Mitchell Robinson, 15 big rebounds. We destroyed them on the glass today. 61-40, wasn't it? Didn't we destroy them on the glass? And so
66-49.
66-49. So we just absolutely destroyed them on the glass. Created so many second chance opportunities. I just think the Knicks are finding their way slowly but surely. Quietly, we've won 4 in a row, y'all. Quietly. And you can say what you want about who we've played and who we've not. We're starting to try to figure out and set good habits. There was a lot of possessions tonight where I saw guys flying around on the defensive end. We looked better defensively for a whole 48 minutes. Are you going to get this Knicks team to play defense all 48 minutes long? Are there going to be lulls? Absolutely. Scotty Barnes went on a personal 9-0 run, and he hit a couple big shots to get him back in the game. Emmanuel quickly went on a couple runs, that kept them in the game. But there are far too many times that I see tonight where we were, when Toronto got us in rotation, we were there. Like, we were there. Getting a hand up, being able to contest shots, like we were there. They didn't get a ton of wide open three-pointers. There were some, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I thought that we were excellent on the defensive end. We didn't allow Scotty Barnes to get comfortable. Brandon Ingram has been playing lights out as of late. We didn't allow him to get comfortable. And we was able to minimize Emmanuel quickly, a former Knick. So I'm happy with the win. I thought we got good minutes tonight from Kolek. Kolek played really strong tonight. Always looking up ahead. I love his passing ability. And, Brunson didn't have the best night offensively. But again, he creates mismatches. They was trying to blitz him at certain points. That gets them in rotation. And I don't think that Toronto has great rim protection, which now you're blitzing Brunson. He's making the right play every time. And I thought we just got a lot of good shots around the rim today. And, the offense looked good today. So I have zero complaints about us as a team tonight. This is a good win. And, we move on to the next one.
Yeah, I think today was a continuation of the last couple games, just finally just these making progression and having a lot of fun watching them. When you have fun watching them, usually they're having fun. Historically, if you're watching the Detroit Pistons of 20 years ago, it's not necessarily fun because they're just a grindhouse sort of squad. And with this Knicks team, to play defense, we held the Raptors under 100 points. Forgot how much they were averaging for the season, but it just felt like with Scotty Barnes starting to emerge as a top 5 pick, we talked about how why isn't he? What's going on with him? And ever since he said that shit to Quentin Grimes when he was a Knick, like you not him. It's like, bro, you ain't him.
Not him.
Who you talking to? Like, you a top 5 draft pick. You not him. And we were watching Quentin Grimes, and we have no problem criticizing him, bro. If he was, if he wasn't like that, we would say so. And Scotty Barnes has emerged from that, maybe not being the offensive threat that I don't know how he played in college, but a big body like that, he's looking like a grown man. He came in the league with a grown man body. That's what it is. And now he's figuring out defensively. I think he was tied for the league in stocks or whatever, the combination of steals and blocks. That's cool, but that's finesse style shit to me. I see him. You can't just back him down. So for him to emerge with like that, and let's be okay with them being on a run. See, that's the thing. They beat Cleveland the other day, even though they lost to who did we say it was yesterday? Or Charlotte. They lost to Charlotte. That's a big loss.
In overtime.
Raptors played on a back-to-back. So they went to overtime, like you said. That's a major, playing 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. These are all things where you go, We got to take advantage of this team. And to
Yes.
King's Speech's point, yes, we do have to love and laud when we do beat down the teams we're supposed to beat down the way we're beating them down. That's big. That's what championship teams do. Yes, we're still have that in the back of our minds. At least I do. We do. We know Flea isn't gonna talk about no damn championship yet, but that's what's in the back of our minds when you beat down somebody like this, because you guys are not ready. You have to separate them, separate the class, bro. You don't rebound like this. We have championship characteristics about us. You guys are way too young. The Raptors. We should be able to fool you, out experience you, and we saw that with Josh Hart today. We saw that with Josh Hart, the guy who goes up, he's up and down. We get it. He had 2 turnovers back to back. That I was like, but to your point of what we were on the phone, Tyler Kolek, with all these minutes in the second quarter, I didn't think Cat was aggressive enough, being the number one option with Jalen Brunson sitting down and Kolek is the point guard. And Flea said, yo, you got to sit Kolek down because you just gave up 9 points to Scotty Barnes. What are you doing on the other end to at least keep it in balance to bring the starting lineup back in there? Bro, we were up 20. What's going on? Now, Josh Hart comes in second, third quarter. He set the tone like none other in this game, I believe. I think he set the tone with his heart and all that, but more so just playmaking, being disciplined. Brunson spoke to it at the end of last game, but he was saying, well, there's sometimes he's overthinking things. And lately he's been thinking about things too much. So when you saw last game, I forgot who we beat last game. The Bucks. When you see him play like that, it's
Letting
because
it fly, bro.
right.
What did I say to you on the phone? He had the ball on like the right wing, and Cat came over to set a screen. And usually he'll come off that screen and try to go downhill, or usually come off that screen and like throw like a skip pass to the corner or something like that. He came off that screen and stepped back, took a 3. I was like, ooh, but that was confidence. That wasn't nothing about like he felt good. He was in a rhythm. He was like, yo, this is a shot that I can hit. And he hit a couple more of those throughout the game. So, like, if you playing unconscious, right, and not overthinking it, right, letting it fly, shooting it with confidence, yo, shots are going to fall. Shots are going to fall. And when shots are falling for you, Josh Hart, that's a plus. That's a plus. Like,
is it a plus? Like, speak to that, because is it a plus when, not that we expected, but when Dante DiVincenzo was here, it was like Josh Hart was going crazy in the playoffs, hitting his 3-point shots. And we heard a lot about with the finger getting messed up. Maybe he's getting used to his finger being okay now. He's getting more comfortable with that. And he's a guy who fights through pain. I always compare him to Russell Westbrook because they are these Wolverine type. Josh Hart's always falling on the floor. Looks like he broke his knee in half, and he get bloody face. All of a sudden, he's playing like nothing ever happened. So now he's the same guy, has to get used to whatever pain threshold, and now he's there. Speak to that about Josh Hart. Like, is it a plus that he's hitting the shot, or is it a plus just like the way he's moving? Because you could tell when somebody's confident or not. And 12 rebounds, like it just didn't feel like that. It just felt like he was going out there playing ball. What have you noticed anything differently about him on either end of the court to say, all right, the 3-point shot is a plus? Plus what though? What is it a plus of?
I mean, I think it's being contagious to his whole entire game. The fact that his shots is falling, now it's like I'm playing tough defense. Now I'm becoming like that Draymond role where I'm assisting and playmaking, right? Like I think all of those things are becoming infectious when his shots are falling. Now I'm just playing free. When I play tight and I don't know how I'm going to be effective on the court, like he said I was awful in the Pacers series in the Eastern Conference Finals. He said I was bad. And the first 5 games of the season, you could go back to Josh Hart of this season saying, yo, I've been bad, right? So he knows how to take accountability and say, yo, I don't have it, or I'm not making the right reads, or I'm not doing this or doing that. But when he's at the top of his game, that Swiss Army knife that just playing, at an elite level, like I think he's the best role player in the league. Find me another role player that you could potentially get a triple-double from. Find me another role player that's going to defend the best player on the opposing team and take the matchup on. Find me another role player that doesn't care about minutes and how long I'm gonna play and what I'm gonna do with my man. Like, find me another role player that plays the way he does when he's at the top of his game. And I'm saying role play. I'm talking about guys that come off the bench. You don't expect them to be a 1, 2, or 3 guy. This is a guy that like I'm giving you everything, and it's like icing on the cake, right? Remember what I said before, Fabian. When we get into a position where he has to be like this every single night, and that dictates if we win or lose, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But I think you have to look at this and say, this may be part of who we are. This may be like, as we're trying to develop this new identity, we might be one of them teams that's just like, yo, fuck it. This Knicks team is deep now. Now it ain't just strictly relying on 5 guys. Now we look at this Knicks team and we like, yo, this Knicks team is deep, super deep. So, I think it's just infectious. And it's, he's just playing some good basketball over the last, 5 or so games.
And I guess that leads me to this point of the matter. Mitchell Robinson is now a 6-man basically. And I you say that not glazing, but I'm always like lauding over or just going crazy over 2 years ago, January 2024, 2 seasons ago, where we had a front court of Hartenstein, Randall, Mitchell Robinson. Well, if Josh Hart is playing like this, that could possibly be either Deuce or Josh off the bench with Mitchell Robinson. That's now looking like what we had before. Back then it was, and I want to repeat it because you guys just don't get it. You guys hate when I bring it up. But our bench was Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, and Quentin Grimes. Then we traded Quentin Grimes for the 2 guys, Burke and Bogdanovich. The closer we get to that kind of bench and that kind of Josh Hart, this only happens if Mitch is coming off the bench, and who's starting is OG comes back in the mix. Then you got Karl-Anthony Towns, but do you start Josh Hart with that? Because let's keep it a buck with this. We tried the experiment with Mitchell Robinson starting 3 minutes in the first quarter or at the beginning of every quarter, 3 minutes at the end of every quarter. And Philly's been saying this since the summertime. Yo, I'm done with the Mitchell Robinson experiment. And then we continued to experiment with him with this stupid ass minutes thing. And we got to give kudos to Mike Brown for experimenting and saying, you know what? We 15, 20 games in. This ain't working, Flea. This ain't working. Let's bring his ass off the bench. Josh can start for now. When OG comes back, McBride probably goes to the bench with him. Now we're going to get to see probably Josh Hart with OG, like the starting lineup from last season. But it doesn't happen without putting Mitch on the bench and saying, yo, you come off the bench and you get bench minutes. Because the 3 minutes here, 3 minutes there, who the hell? Like, now I'm overthinking when to put you in the game. And instead of going with Hart and McBride to shoot out to the races from the beginning and play their game. They don't have to worry about me taking them out with 3 minutes left. The other team knows I'm taking everybody out with 3 minutes left to put Mitchell Robinson in the game. Fuck that. You shouldn't know what we're doing. So I want your thoughts on this, because you've been big on enough with Mitchell Robinson. What we talking about? You ain't no defensive player of the year to be talking about you like this. You get to the bench. Are you loving this? And is this the reason why we look like we're starting to pick it up?
Well, I think Mike Brown is figuring out his lineup still. And on some nights, I'm like super impressed with his rotations and the lineups that he puts out there. And then some nights I'm like, that you didn't make the best decision playing these guys together. The Mitchell Robinson and Cat minutes tonight were effective late in the game. They weren't bad. I'm just ready for them to let Mitchell Robinson off the leash, right? It's been some seasons now. We've been nursing him back to health. And now we in a position now where he can only play 19 to 20 minutes a game, maybe 16 minutes a game. I think if we get Mitchell into a position where he's playing 20 to 25 minutes a game off the bench, or potentially being able to start, I think that changes everything for us. See, let's not get it confused. Like, Fabian puts emphasis on the fact that I say I'm done with Mitchell, but I say that because I understand how effective and how much better we are when he's on the basketball court. And when he's playing like this, 15 rebounds in 16 minutes, again, I just bigged up Josh Hart about the type of role play and Swiss Army knife he is. Find me another guy in the league that's going to be able to get 15 rebounds, 7 of them offensive in limited minutes. Find me another guy that's going to do that. So it's a unique role that he's playing right now. I'm just ready for the role to advance and put us in a position now where like he's comfortable at rim protecting, right? Because you can't really get comfortable in rim protecting because he's worrying about staying on the basketball court in the limited minutes that he's playing. So now if he's just comfortable knowing that I'm going to just be out there and I'm going to get a lot of rope to play with, pause, shit, I'm going to be out there trying to block every shot that's around the rim. I'm going to be contesting more shots. You see that like he's kind of, you know, he takes his time on the defensive end because he doesn't want to pick up stupid fouls, which I get. I love that discipline about you. But once you get out there and you can play for 20, 25 minutes a game, if we turn around one night and Mitch almost played 30 minutes a night, I want to see what the line looks like. If we getting 15 rebounds in 16 minutes, now we're looking at 3 or 4 blocks. Now we're looking at, you know, some more contested shots. Now we're looking at a couple of lobs at the rim, right? Let's expand this thing a little bit. Like, so I'm pleased with Mitchell. Don't get me wrong. I'm pleased with Mitchell. I'm ready for them to let him off the leash and really take us to another level because I think there's another height that we can go to, especially on the defensive end when he's out there.
And I don't know what unleash Mitch means in the regular season. I think we've seen this go on the last couple of years. I know that you hate the fact. Is it because you played ball that if you thinking about him as a teammate, like you're looking over there like, what's all this special treatment about? Why do we have to wait 10 months for you to go play in the playoffs? What have you proven for us to be a championship contender for you to come through the rescue with a cape on? Like, is that a game in, game out thing for you? Because it's like,
it don't even have nothing to do with me playing ball, Fabian. It has all to do with us just knowing that, nigga, let's set good habits now. Who's to say that when you get to the playoffs and now we up your minutes that you're gonna be ready for that? I don't know. I can't guarantee that. I want to see what this looks like right now. I think that we are a great enough team and we're on the verge, like we're trying to go in the direction of a championship. Mitchell Robinson, be out there and play 20 to 25 minutes and let's see what that looks like. Let's see what it looks like. I understand the caution, I guess. I mean, from a personal perspective, no, I don't understand the caution. If you're a basketball player, get your ass out there and play.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. But that's what I mean by ball. Like, all right, I played ball. I was hurt. If I was injured or hurt, if I could put the jersey on, I could put I could suit up. That's what I mean by like this comes from a place where it's like, I don't care what you got to say, Mitchell Robinson. If you playing, why can't you put 25 minutes in?
Yeah, right. Get out there and play, bro. If you're available, get out there and play, bro. I can't like, no, minutes restriction. We be looking at this thing like, why? Can he play or can he not play? But again, we're talking about a professional level. We're talking about, you know, it's on a way different spectrum than, you know, what we're talking about from a lower level. I'm just saying from just hooping, nigga, if you're healthy, be out there. If you know that we're better with you on the floor, then be out there and give us what you give us in those limited minutes. Because in limited time, it's like, you're like, damn, I love that. I can only see you on the weekends, baby. No, I want to see you during the week. I need it during the week sometimes. Sometimes I need it on a Wednesday when shit is rough and I had a rough day. I can't wait till just Saturday. Nah, I need it regularly. So, you know, Mitchell Robinson, get out there. We need you regularly, dog.
I guess I gotta agree with that from a player standpoint. So that means that they're being way more professional than I can give them credit for, because these thoughts have to creep in, especially when you have so many people, you know, working so hard. Deuce McBride coming through the way that he is, Josh Hart fighting through the injuries the way that he does. I would imagine all these thoughts going through his head. One of them might be, man, get your bum ass on the court, man. Who you talking to about some bad back or bad toe, whatever, bad ankle? I got a bad everything. I got a cast around my finger. I can't shoot. Everybody's calling me all kind of names. You got to get out there and deal with the repercussions of being an athlete. And, you know, it's tough for me because I seen Michael Strahan play, miss the first 4 weeks of training camp and regular season, and we win a championship. To compare Mitchell Robinson to Michael Strahan is kind of disrespectful. I get it, but I do believe in those spot moments in the playoffs, Mitchell Robinson can be that type for us because that's just flat out dominance. What you saw today, I didn't like what I saw against the Magic, and if Mike Brown said, "Oh, word, I'm trying to help you out with these minutes restriction, and that's the kind of shit you putting up. I'm gonna bench your ass and see if that gives you a spark." Now, the last 3 or 4 games, we're looking more and more like a real team, and I have to give a lot of credit to him because he's benched Huck Porty. He's figured out how to get Kolek back into the game. So that means, oh, wait a minute, maybe he's learning in real time, like you said. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. And what taking time, what happens within that time frame is Mike Brown saying, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. This works. Let's try this. Now Kolek is going back into the mix. Remember, it was Huck Porty and Kolek we all wanted to see. They want to see more minutes from Yabusele. Yabusele starting the show. This was the biggest game of Yabusele's Knicks career, and we ain't even
He
talking
played
about that.
well. He
And
played
that
well tonight.
and part of
Always
that
want
is
to see
because
positive.
Mitchell Robinson is not in the starting lineup. So Yabu is the third big man on the depth chart to come off the bench. I think you're in your proper perspective now as a big man in this game. And that doesn't
Yes.
happen without Mitchell
Yes.
Robinson, without Mitchell Robinson
Yes.
being the sixth man, Flea.
Yes. I think also what we're missing too, is going under the radar a lot, is that we're missing OG Anunoby, right? The injury of OG Anunoby creates a lot of different lineups and different ways that Mike Brown has to figure out. Like OG is a guy that he relies on. So now it opens the door for Kolek to play more minutes. It opens the door for like Huck to get those spot minutes every now and then. Now Yabusele is looked upon to play more minutes. So when we do get OG back in the mix, and for me, anytime he comes back, it never seems like it's hard for him to ingratiate himself back into the mix. So once we get him back, right, K Dot and Shamit, right? So now like those losses, especially a guy like Shamit who was playing well for us, those losses create the minutes for Kolek, right? And I wouldn't say the trust, but I would say the elevated patience to Mike Brown to have to play him because you can't go any more deeper. So now you got Kolek in a position now where you watch him and he's out there throwing go-ahead passes and he's out there mixing it up in the lane and he's out there playing with a little more confidence because he knows off the first mistake, he doesn't have to look to the sidelines and Mike Brown is going to pull him. He gets to play a little more. So it's all a trickle-down effect, but all of these are good things for the Knicks. Or we're getting good minutes from everybody right now. I'm not really disappointed with anybody right now. Do I want Cat to continue to be aggressive? Yes, but we're not going to come here every night and kick Cat's back in. When we on a 4-game winning streak, and every night it seems to be somebody different. So if he needs to continue to play into shape and play into who he is, and certain nights he ain't gonna have it, but he's gonna affect the game in other ways, then we got to roll with that. We ain't moving nobody right now. We winning games. So I'll take it.
Great point about Karl Anthony Towns because we know when we signed him, he wasn't a great defender. They tried everything possible. Of course, you had Tom Thibodeau working with him. The best seasons for Karl Anthony Towns has been under Tom Thibodeau, but it is up to Mike Brown and everybody else on this team to come up with schemes like Benjamin Mitchell Robinson, see what Karl Anthony Towns can do with a guy like Mitchell Robinson not clogging the bench or the clogging the paint to start the season off, and the rest of the players to play off of Karl Anthony Towns and play off of his flaws, which would be defense. And I got Deuce McBride starting. And of course, I don't think you can do that without keeping your eyes on the prize, baby Baba. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. If you had Brunson for more than 20 points tonight, go grab a tissue. It wasn't your night tonight. If you had Brandon Ingram for less than 20 points. Congrats to you. You knew that was the right decision against these Knicks, picking up steam. Prize picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize picks. It's good to be right.
Baby Bubba.
You know, I'm always right, baby Bubba. But you read my mind, man. Flea is slick individual, man. Very slick individual. I like that, man. I can't believe he read my mind. Sometimes we just work off this, Professor X powers. Let's get to it, man. With these shenanigans. OG Anunoby, here's an update on him and his injury. Knicks OG Anunoby advances in hamstring recovery with an on-court scrimmages. The New York Knicks announced Saturday that forward OG Anunoby, sidelined since injuring his left hamstring against the Miami Heat 2 weeks ago, has progressed to an on-court work, including 3-on-3 play with controlled contact. Mike Brown emphasized daily monitoring by medical staff to ensure steady recovery without rushing, with full 5-on-5 contact still ahead and no return timetable set. Anunoby's defensive skills remain key for strong early season Knicks as they prepare for Toronto on Sunday and the NBA Cup. So that was from earlier today, obviously. There's Ian Begley saying OG's doing some on-court work. We're not going to rush him, Mike Brown says. Some more comments from some Knicks media. Ian Begley, OG Anunoby is doing control work. We just read that 3-on-3. He has to get to the 5-on-5 stuff. Stephon Bondy said OG's been working on 3-on-3 scrimmages. So everyone's saying the same thing. He's doing 3-on-3 scrimmages. And I guess the only thing we're really concerned about as Knicks fans is, are the Knicks telling the truth? Because you motherfuckers be lying, man. Like, we can't lie about this. We are traumatized as far as this thing is concerned. OG missed a chunk of time and tried to come back against the Pacers 2 seasons ago. See somebody in the comments put, how can you put OG Anunoby as far as injury riddled players and on the Knicks right now? It's like Mitchell Robinson, Karl-Anthony Towns, and OG Anunoby have always been known to be hurt and not play, unlike Josh Hart, who has been known to be hurt and play. That's why we're concerned with OG Anunoby, especially me. I'm the biggest OG fan. My favorite Knick on the team right now because he's a defensive genius. That's all I got to say about that, Flea. What are we? How have we combated the OG timetable, and what do we feel about him returning to at least some of this action?
Well, I think it's concerning. I saw a clip, and of course I should have saved it and sent it to you, but I didn't. I just saw it in real time.
Let's see if I can look it up
from a doctor or somebody, and it was talking about OG possibly having like some type of muscle imbalance, which causes him to have frequent hamstring injuries and problems like that. Like, because he's torn his ACL, he overcompensates. I'm not, and family, chat and Fabian, I'm no doctor, so don't quote me. I'm just saying I know what I heard, and I'm probably not giving it to y'all verbatim, but it's something along the lines of OG having some type of muscle imbalance where he's susceptible to these hamstring injuries. If y'all remember before, he pulled up on his hamstring against Indiana, maybe I think 2 seasons ago. Like, that hamstring thing is an issue, and so I don't know what it is, right? But I'm sure if you did some Googles, Fabian, you could find it where they're discussing that. And I just think, he's a dude that we may need to take our time with. Do I love him being on the basketball court for us? Yes. Do I love who he is on the defensive end for us? Yes. How he's progressed offensively? Yes. But at the end of the day, I think he's just as vital as a Mitchell Robinson if we're trying to make a run at this title. And so we need him out there, and we need him healthy. And so if we're going to continue to have to worry about this hamstring, and a hamstring is tough. There's a couple of guys out right now with hamstrings, and those hamstring injuries, you got to be careful with those things. Those are not like 1 to 2 week, it's not an ankle, right? It's not an ankle. Well, most ankle injuries, it's not an ankle. This hamstring thing could be a minimum 4 to 6 weeks kind of thing, as it's been for OG, right? I think Who else is out with a hamstring? Jalen Green is out with a hamstring
Mm.
injury. Couple of the guys in the league right now are dealing with hamstring injuries. So you got to be careful with that. You got to proceed with caution. But OG is vital to what we do, and we need him at 100%, like 100%. So I'm concerned. I'll be honest with you. I'm concerned going forward. Highest paid Nick or one of the highest paid Knicks. What he brings to us on the basketball court is important, but we got to find a way to keep him healthy. He's got to find a way to stay healthy.
Um, I know there was a guy, wasn't Isaiah Whitehead was complaining about or saying, commenting about on one of All Balls lives that OG Anunoby's contract, it's the highest in Nick history, and it's this, that, and the third. But let me explain something to y'all, okay? Let's stop playing enough of these shenanigans. I do my due diligence. See this right here? OG Anunoby takes up 26% of the cap last year, 25% of the cap this year, 25 the following season, 25.6, 26, and then 26, 4.3. Yes, he's making 48, 45, $42 million in the future. But we'll compare that to a max contract. Let's see, as what's his name? Shay. How you spell Shay's name? Shay Gildress?
SHAI.
There we go. Shay Gildress Alexander. Thank you, Flea, for your correction. He makes 35% of the cap for his team, 36%, 36.8%, and then eventually 37.49%. What do we say about OG? He makes what, 20 what? 25%, 26%, 25%. He is not in the class of no damn max contract deal. So yeah, is it a crazy deal because it's the richest in Knicks history? Sure, but that's what we got to give credit to Leon Rose and the capologists that come up with a quarter of your salaries for this guy, not 35%, which is where all the max contract guys are. And Jalen Brunson took a backseat to that, by the way, which I should have looked that up. How much did Jalen Brunson take up, especially compared to Cat? Because Cat is on a different level than this year. This is bananas what Cat is taking up. I'm a little scared to bring up Cat. Right now, Jalen Brunson takes up 22.6%, 22.7%, 23.26%, and 23.68%. So as far as the contract is concerned, I can look up Karl Anthony Towns now as I'm talking, but I'm not. We knew what it was with OG Anunoby. He was injury prone. We didn't think. I mean, I was looking forward to him being more injured, to be honest. Not looking forward to it, but just expecting it. And then with Mitchell Robinson, we knew what to expect. Karl Anthony Towns, I'm thinking that I'm gonna always be like, shit. I'm gonna wake up and all three of these guys are gonna be hurt. So, it's a part of it. The hamstring thing is what kept him out against the Pacers. Obviously, he tried to rush back or come back in there and be the hero. Nothing wrong with that. He tried to prove himself, and then he earned his deal, in my opinion. Now he's showing you why he's making that much money. Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, he makes 35% of the cap, 35, 34. 34.36, 34.38, and eventually in the 27-28 season, at $61 million, he'll be making up 35% of the cap. That's worrisome for a guy, for all of us, because it's Karl Anthony Towns, basically a one-way player. But OG Anunoby being a defensive guy, who we all said, all ball made a great point, like he needs to average 17, 18 points. All right, well, while he's developing that offensive side, he's still one of the best defenders in the league. So you want a guy that shuts things down, to your point about earlier. If Kolek ain't getting us any points, generating it with his passing and just his playmaking on offense, he's giving up too many on the other end with Scotty Barnes being on fire. With OG, I think no matter how bad your offense is, when you can get stops like that, create turnovers like that, you're always in position for a swing play, for a swing possessions. I think when defenders like this is why he is so important. Right now, the fact that we are developing some sort of chemistry, I forgot about Shamit. That's how great we looked the last 2 days that I'm not even thinking about OG and Shamit. That's kind of crazy. And that's what we want. Like we said about Cat. All right, Karl Anthony Towns can't play defense. But today, were we really worried about that? It's just not worried about it when you got guys that are showing up and doing their thing and making up for whatever that we don't have. And Mitchell Robinson finally stepped up, and maybe he's back in position, which is the bench. OG Anunoby, we're looking forward to him to starting and creating these stops, shutting down some of these best players in the league, but more so adding to what we have going on now, because Bridges has picked it up. He has been consistent in what he's doing. We can't no longer expect him to be a shutdown two guard. That's not what he is. He's more of a finesse style, chippy kind of guy. He's an annoying defender. But to say that he's not impactful, that's all the way wrong, especially with his kind of playmaking on the defensive end. But I don't know where he comes up with a strip. Still get the game-winning steal on Jalen Brown. He did it twice in the playoffs last year to close it out. OG Anunoby has that kind of mentality, that kind of possession to possession ability on the defensive end. I'm about to get us a steal. I'm about to make your best player feel bad about himself for thinking he could take me on as an offensive player. Bridges doesn't have that per se, but if he's developing with OG waiting in the wings, I finally am starting to feel good after we put a 2 or 3 game stretch together, Flea. Like, this is starting to feel good for once this season.
And we're not even nowhere near as good as we can be yet. Nowhere near as good as we can be yet, I think. I thought today could have been a prime day for Cat to have a really an elite game and really punish Toronto. I don't think Toronto has any rim protection at all. They were without Jakob Portal, but get Jakob Portal the fuck out of here. You talking about Karl Anthony Towns? Don't talk to me about Jakob Portal. Okay, so I thought Cat, tonight could have been a prime example of everybody's talking about how great of a defender Scotty Barnes has become over the last year or so, and today he could have sent them a message, especially how everybody's saying Toronto's playing so well, and they are, right. They're at the top of the East with us, right? But everybody at the top of the East right now, currently, I don't know if they're for real, right? If we look up in January and February and they're going to still be there, right? Detroit is number 1. Are they going to be able to maintain that? Toronto is number 3. Are they going to be able to maintain that? The Knicks are number 2, and we have been at the top of the East for the last couple of seasons. So we are right where we're supposed to be. Them other niggas, I don't know. They got to show me. I don't know yet. So we still made a statement, though. They still came to the Garden, and we sent their ass right back across the border. Go home. We're going to see them again, I think, in another week or so in that whole NBA Cup thing. And that game that game kind of has some stipulations on how the NBA Cup thing works. But all in all, I thought it was a good win. I thought it was a good win, from Mike Brown's coaching standpoint. I thought he called all the right timeouts. Every time that they made a small run, he shut the water off, called a timeout, had us regroup, and came out of that timeout with, something, with some type of action to get us back, settle us down, and get us back into this thing. So great win all around as a team, right? Could we say this person didn't do this person didn't do that? We could do that for 81 games, 82 games. But at the end of the day, tonight, we got a solid win against a team that has been playing good basketball. We caught them with some tired legs and we kicked their ass. So I like it.
Absolutely. Right now, I'm looking to see if Mike Brown went to the press conference today. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll pull it up. Mr. Mike Brown himself, Miguel, as we say over there in DR, has something to say about Josh Hart and his contribution. He's becoming his favorite player, man. He's every coach's favorite player. Flea. No wonder you love him so much.
Listen.
Well, go ahead before Mike Brown gives us some thought. What happened, Flea?
Nyan, listen. That's the type of guy that you're going to be yelling and screaming at him sometimes when he makes mistakes. But for the most part, at the end of the game, you're going to be like, God damn, Josh Hart was the big reason why we won this game. He might not be the reason, but he's going to be a big damn reason why we win games. So, got to take the good and the bad with Josh Hart for real.
Amazing glaze by our partner here, Flea.
Pause.
That's what the whole point was.
I feel his impact more and more.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, I've said this quite a bit. Especially our first three losses. I'll take the hit on that. But as we've been around each other, and the tough part was, I'll even back it up further. He didn't really play in the preseason, and he didn't even really practice in the preseason. So for me, I was behind the eight ball, was really trying to figure out how to incorporate him with what we're trying to do. And it just took time, and he was extremely patient with the process. We have a standard, and that's that contract that everybody signed, and it's about sacrifice, connectivity, competitive spirit, but then a belief in each other, but more just as much as that, a belief in the process. And Josh was huge on two of those things. His sacrifice was unbelievable because when I took him out, he just sat. When I called his number, he went out and played. But more importantly, his belief in the process, even if he thought I was wrong, was awesome. And when you're a leader, you have to show that or embrace those types of things more than everybody else, because you got to set the example. And if somebody steps out of the realm of what our standard is, because you did it as a leader, now you can tell them, hey, come back over here, because we all got to do this. I had to go through it. You may have to go through it. This guy may have to go through it. So he's a special player, but he's also a great human being to be around.
A great human being. A great human being. This guy really is a
Josh
professor.
Hart. Josh Hart.
Josh Hall.
Josh.
I like what he said. He didn't even get to practice in the preseason, let alone play in the preseason.
He
Um,
got hurt in Abu Dhabi, right? Didn't he get
he
hurt in Abu Dhabi? Or when?
he re-injured the finger, I think it was.
Yeah, something happened in Abu Dhabi or early in the preseason. But yeah,
And they're not even practicing as much, which was the whole thing that Isaiah Hartenstein, cleared up. Like, yeah, Tibbs, he coaches hard, he plays you a lot of minutes, but you don't even practice. So, like, what's the deal? And Josh Hart is a guy who just seems like you got to be in shape to at least put up that kind of energy and effort that he does. And boy, oh boy, don't I wish I looked in the mirror and looked like Josh Hart a little bit. Do some damn push-ups. Josh Hart's in shape, bro. That's the one thing we forget about. All the injuries, all the knickknacks and stuff. When Flea comes out here, Mitchell Robinson looking fat, Cat looking fat. Jalen Brunson was looking fat. Jalen Brunson looks slimmer this year, by the way. But Josh Hart stays in shape, and damn it, Flea was right. I'm always rolling my drawers down for Mike Brown.
just get naked, boy. You just get naked. He started undressing after that nigga gives you a press conference. Lord have mercy. Where's the dollar bills at? Go ahead, Ray. Get on that pole. Get on that pole.
Whoa.
It's you and Nick. It's you and nostalgic.
Get
Nick.
on that. Get
It's
on
you
that
and-
pole. Is
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy. My fault. That was crazy. 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 My fault.
Close your mouth, Fabian.
That was crazy. My fault. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. But he was saying a lot of. I mean, most of his press conferences seem to be like that. Thank you, Monkey Wrench. I'm sorry about that.
Yo, see Monkey Wrench said, "Nigga, do your job. Get us together."
We're back on track. Just to be able to break down what he's thinking, what he's saying, and in real time saying what Flea would say. Like everything Flea says, it sounds like a coach, man. And Mike Brown is saying that, bro, this guy didn't play in practice in the preseason, and then now he's starting to fall in line with just being himself, really. And whether he's a starter or off the bench, he's just coming in there doing his thing. And today you saw again against a team like the Raptors who were picking it up. Mike Brown speaking to, yes, I forgot which one of you guys said it. Coaches love dirty work players because you don't have to ask them anything. You're not gonna ask if they're ready. You just say, "Yo, you starting today? Yo, you in?" There's all direction. You don't have to worry about these guys. And that's Flea's guy. So it's always like, all right, Josh Hart, great game. Here we go. We don't have nothing wrong to say about Josh Hart today.
Not today. Shots are falling, rebounding, playmaking, getting guys involved, hockey assists, or direct assists to a basket. I love what I'm seeing from my guy Josh Hart. Jordan Clarkson ain't never seen a shot he don't like. Can we help Jordan Clarkson with his shot selection? That's what we're paid. That's what we got him for. But Lord have mercy, Jordan.
Get your together. A little more for Mike
His
Brown
shots,
before.
his shot selection is all over the place. Gotta love Jordan Clarkson though.
Our team does a fantastic job on the offensive glass. And, for us to have 25 offensive rebounds, Mitch had 7. Josh had 5. And then, all of our guards, Mikal with 2, Deuce with 2, Jalen with 2. And that's beautiful to see. The 25 offensive rebounds for the 22 second chance points. That's who we are, and we have to continue attacking the glass relentlessly so we can get second opportunities because it turns into points, a lot of points for us. Our team does a fantastic job.
He's Mike Brown there speaking to the offensive rebounds and really see to CJ. I like your comment. That's why I need to see better road wins. As the knowledgeable Knicks fan base we are, we need to apply that pressure there. But I agree as well. Teams get up to play us at MSG. That's nothing new. And I think there's a question you asked earlier. Winning at home is not more impressive than winning on the road. I'm sorry, but it's not. We are expected to win at home, Garden or not. And I think he also said, CJ, he asked you directly, Flea, could we have won on the road in Toronto? We will see in a couple weeks from now. I think it's January 9th. We play the Raptors. Do you think we could have won this game or had this run that we're currently having if we were away from the Garden?
Yes, if we play with discipline, for sure. If we a disciplined bunch, I think we could play anywhere like this. It don't matter where we play, as long as we play with high energy, as long as we play unselfishly. Yeah, we could win. We could win in Toronto. We could win on the road. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about we ain't have one road win. Now we got 3 road wins. So I mean, we gotta figure out how to win on the road. But I think taking care of home is important, right? The expectation of winning at home is there. Yeah, you expect it, but you see a lot of teams shit the bed at the crib. Last year we struggled at home. Like I think just setting a standard of when you come into MSG, where a lot of people come in and show out over the years. If you're a longtime Knicks fan, you know how much agony so many different teams have brought us just coming into the Garden. So I'm just saying right now, if we're setting a standard of, going into the Garden is tough because we might not come out with a W, as opposed to going into the Garden. So yeah, we could get our shit off. I I don't care about that. I want to set a tone to when you go into the Garden, it's gonna be a tough out. The Knicks is gonna come to ready to kick y'all ass, and I think that that's important, especially if we want to have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Play a lot of our games at the crib. Like we got to send a message to teams when they come to the crib that you can't come to the Garden and think you're gonna get a win. But I think winning on the road is vitally important as well. So I'm not discounting not being able to win on the road. I'm just saying for a lot of this season, we've played a lot of games at home, and right now we are a dominant team at home. Like I said, one of the 2 only teams that have double-digit wins at home, us and the former champions. So let's just take care of business.
I gotta yet to be seen. I think that's tough. I just like what CJ saying that it's like it's what a coach would say. Half glass empty a lot of times. What the coach has to preach on. Obviously, Coach Mike Brown is pointing to a lot of the half glass full stuff, and Tibbs is more of a half glass empty guy, and it just depends on. I learned this from baseball. I think Michael K. I like him more as a radio dude than him calling the Yankee games. And one thing that he always said was that's why you followed up Joe Torre with like a Joe Girardi type, because Joe Torre was laid back. Joe Girardi was fiery. Tibbs was fiery. Mike Brown ain't as fiery. So that kind of like that's what teams tend to do, and it seems to be working. I don't know if another fiery coach would have been what we needed, especially when you got guys who, to what you always say, Flea, tired of blaming the coach. you guys should know what the hell to do at this point. Enough is it like there's certain things we cannot teach you. I'm not gonna push you to do it. And Mike Brown is he has the personality to push for something like that. Yo, I don't have to tell you to rebound. I don't have to tell you to pass the ball. The plays that we're calling should have you in the right position. I want to see more read and react. I shouldn't even have to call that many plays. That's what he went into the season saying. Why the hell should I call plays and you guys got 5, 6, 7, 10 years in the league? So being on the road is the next level. Taking this momentum to on the road is the next level because we have to win road games in the playoffs, and we have yet to prove that really. So now we get out of sorts when we go on the road. What's up with that road cooking? You know what's going on at home? The home cooking is cool, but what's going on the road that we aren't able to put this thing together yet, as of yet. So I'm glad he asked the question, and I understand what you're saying. But when it comes to that, this season we've yet to see that. That's a major thing. Where what's the right lineup? What are we really doing on the road to really get us together? How do we stay focused when we're in Miami, losing to Miami? We should be separating ourselves from the Miamis of the world. Orlando, I understand. Orlando has been playing championship style defense or developing that style for a couple of years now. But we still have to separate ourselves from them if we're serious about taking the next level. We should be taking over this number 1 seed in the East. You know, the Raptors are trying to creep up. The Detroit Pistons are now. They seem like they leveled up, and the Jalen Duren and SGA, these guys. I mean, Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham. This is another level that they're creeping up on, and we don't play Detroit until the second half of the year or in the next calendar year. I think it's January 5th. Those are going to be road games in Detroit that we gotta have to start winning. They're not going to carry over that playoff loss and then get their confidence taken away. Detroit Pistons, in my opinion, are not the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers got rid of the coach that Detroit hired, right? And they're taking it to another level. So they're preaching this. Yo, remember last year we should have won that series, and it would sound like some bullshit if it wasn't for this kid, Cade Cunningham, taking a damn leap. Jalen Duren taking a damn leap. We're talking about your 2 stars, early 20s. Let's take advantage of them, though. Let's use our experience on the road and in the playoff series against these guys to show them, hold on a second. I took a pay cut in New York to be the superstar. And I got my friends here to take a pay cut to deliver the win over guys like you. So great question about the road. And as we continue on. You can say it.
Put the link in the chat. Let me talk to who I need to talk to before I get
already. I was trying to do another reaction video so we can get some damn views. Damn, Flea.
All right, do that. Then I ain't got it. Then all right, y'all talk to Fabian then later because
no
we're
problem.
reacting to something else. I'm sorry.
As a father.
Yep. Because I have fatherly duties as a father.
And Flea's not gonna like this.
Until y'all get us to where we need to be, so I can quit my job and do this full time. Yeah, as a father, I either got a couple more minutes for my people, or I got some time to react to what our super producer has dialed up for us.
Well, to the Baja podcast, they decided they want to talk about the Knicks all of a sudden. I don't know where that came from, but guess what? They said, "Cap for Giannis, it's time. It's time."
Let's play the clip.
Oh, yeah, I seen this. Like, damn, nigga.
Shit.
What the hell? This one's crazy. Nigga boxing out.
Is he just bad defensively or?
Yep.
What
effort?
What did you just see? Did you see a good defender?
Just play it one more time.
Golly,
just play it one more time.
I'm more meant IQ, or he just had lack of effort.
That look like me out there.
Oh,
He is Dominican.
That's how you.
What?
He is Dominican.
That one's crazy.
I mean, he is. There's a lot. Charlie's
They love to shoot
Dominican.
that ball,
Cat's
though.
Dominican.
You don't do that now.
Charlie's Dominican?
Yeah, we know I talked lack identity. Maybe that's I don't know, bro. I don't think New York's that good this year. I think they got figured out. They're just not good right now.
They're not that good defensively, and that's what's crazy because they are very good. They are very good defensively.
They don't.
And
OG being out there's hurt.
that hurts.
He's not out there right now?
No, he's hurt.
Is Tibbs part of the personnel?
Hey,
Tibbs is a defensive
That's
coach.
what I'm saying. Is the coach part of the personnel?
That's
They do not have
fair.
the same personnel, in my opinion.
Listen,
That's fair.
let me say this. I love Cat. Cat is a great scorer. Charlie guy, you know, and
Good scorer.
he's not great defensively, bro. And I think that hurts. That hurts them a lot, you know. And I said this early on, man. I love Cat. You know, I got love for him. I got love for his family. You know what I'm saying? His pops is, you know, is a cool dude. And when I go to New York, you know, he always show me love.
What
But
the fuck does that matter?
I just got to be honest in this situation. Giannis to New York looks real good right now. You need some help back there defensively. On the perimeter, you got some great defenders. You got some great defenders on that perimeter. But in that paint, it's looking scary. Mitchell Robinson ain't in the game, and he gets in foul trouble a lot, and sometimes he's injured. You just saw what that looked like, bro. That's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, it looks bad.
You know what I'm saying? That looks bad, bro.
Is it that he just can't? He's just not good on the defensive end, or is it lack?
Nah, he's just
that was effort. What you
that
just saw.
looked effort.
That was just effort, bro.
He's historically not been that great defensively. Like I love Cat. I think Cat is a very talented
You play with him.
player.
I mean,
Yeah,
high school.
very
Was he ever
talented.
good defensively?
No, I mean, Cat's always been it. Now, in college, though, only thing in college, you could sit in the paint.
Didn't he play beside?
You could sit in the
Didn't he
paint.
play
Before you
beside
get to the
Willie?
NBA, the 3 seconds matters.
But didn't he play beside Willie?
Who the fuck is
Willie
Willie?
Cauley-Stein?
I keep telling you, you could sit in the paint in college.
I understand it, but he played against one of the best defensive bigs of all time.
I don't care who the fuck he play with. You can stand in the middle of the paint. So you're automatically in help and not have to move.
And he's 7 feet in
So
college.
if you look at the
Okay. I like what they were talking about, except for that Dominican comment. Charlie, next time get up there and backsmack one of these dudes. What's up with this Dominican representation, man? Hey, yo, Raymond Felton and you guys, don't listen to these people. Don't listen to Flea. Do not run up on me. Do not make me paranoid out here in these streets. There's too many Trinitarios and Plátano power in New York City. Watch your mouth, Raymond Felton. Raymond. Everybody don't love you.
Charlie,
Anyway.
Cat, find me a tough Dominican that's played in the NBA. Al Horford, maybe. Francisco Garcia, maybe.
My guy that was on the Pacers, he got drafted like 25 years old. He's on the Kings now. He's from Puerto Plata. Anyway.
I don't know that man.
Anyway, Flea.
I don't know that man.
We're back at it again. Karl Anthony Towns for Giannis. They're sick of watching Cat on a defensive end. And I get it. I think after these couple games, it's kind of tough to really say that, especially if we're going to get everything together. Obviously, we can't make this trade until the trade deadline, but we can revisit. June, we were supposed to make the trade, make everything happen, you know, all how ALLBALL feels and Stephen A. Smith feels and all these fans that just want this big superstar to come here. But at this point, if we're all starting to figure it out, Mike Brown's starting to figure out how to have Karl Anthony Towns in a lineup. I mean, how do we feel about defensively, how much Giannis would make up for us, since I think stat-wise, Giannis is still the best rim protector in the league, even though I don't think he's a great one-on-one defender. You ain't coming to that basket weak side Giannis. He's turning things around. So these are obviously dudes played at a high level. They're speaking to Charlie Villanueva not playing defense. Dominican's not known for playing defense in the league. And he's from Queens too. Charlie Villanueva was from Elmhurst. So we were from close to each other. What's the latest on the Cat for Giannis thing? Being that we are building this way, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm not ready to pull the plug on anything right now. I'm ready for some consistency and some fight in our team. Like, Giannis is one of those players of a short list of guys that obviously you don't hang up the phone if somebody calls and says, hey, we want to do a deal. So I'm not going to be too good to act like I can't have Giannis on our team. But what I am going to say is that we are trying to figure things out as a team right now. And I think the team that we have put together is a pretty good damn team. I stay realistic, and I don't think that we are championship caliber yet, but that could be very different come April, May, and June. It could be very different. So as of right now, is Cat playing awful on the defensive end? For sure. But this is not anything new. And if we value him, again, if we value him as a basketball player for the things that he brings to us that are positive, then we have to find ways to make up for his flaws, just like we'll find ways to make up for Brunson's flaws and Josh Hart's flaws and Mikal Bridges and OG. That's the type of team that we have. So we got to find ways to make up for where our guys lack at. And that's just how this thing works. I don't think you just completely pull the trigger on the dude right now and completely change things up and then get back into the mode of having high expectations. This team got to win now because we got Giannis. Like, we figuring this shit out. And I think right now, where we at, what are we now? With Fabian, 13-6, 14-6? What are we? (13-6). I think we're in a good spot. Now, again, if we continue to struggle, if we're struggling and we can't figure things out, and by the time the All-Star break comes, we are 6, 7, 8 seed. That's different. That now we can have conversations about where we're going wrong and what we need to do to be better. But I think we are just fine where we're at. Again, I'm not an idiot who is going to say no if they call and they want to trade Giannis to the Knicks. Like, I'm going to hang up the phone. No. But I'm not actively seeking to move Cat right now. I'm not actively doing that. It has to be the perfect type of deal. He's only been here a season, and within the season that he was here, he was damn good for us. Yes, we could call out his flaws, but he was damn good for us last season. Call it what you want. And right now, we just need him to take it up another notch. Basketball is about upping your resume as you go forward. I don't give a fuck about what you did last year, the year before, 10 years ago. It don't matter. You have to continue to elevate your resume, add to your resume. And right now, what we need Cat to add to his resume is just being better on the defensive end. I'm not asking you to be Mutombo, Ben Wallace. I'm not asking you to be Alonzo Mourning. I'm asking you to give effort in a place that you lack effort. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. That's what we're asking from him. And everywhere else, you have been great. Continue to be aggressive. Continue to give us what you've been giving us. And we'll be a pretty damn good team. But to pull the plug right now, I don't do that right
now. I gotta agree with you because we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm not a Cat fan. You go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I still can't go back on my word that if Mike Brown is there for a season, at least a season, and then he's in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers, against the coach like Rick Carlisle, I think at least he would counter Rick Carlisle. We've seen Mike Brown put Spoelstra in a tizzy. We've seen him put him in a tizzy. Spoelstra said, I ain't never seen him play zone defense all year. A couple of coaches kind of came out and were like, yo, I didn't expect that from the Knicks. So with Tibbs more methodical, it seems like they know what to expect. And Mike Brown's been doing things that we don't expect all November long. He's reading and reacting like he's a point guard, which he's supposed to be as a coach, which is what we complained about with Tom Thibodeau. So I can't go back on my word about, if we had this team with a different coach, I think things turn out differently the last 2 playoffs, not just last year's playoffs. And Karl Anthony Towns is a part of that. I don't know if Jalen Brunson comes back in the game last May or April, whenever it was when we played the Pacers. It had to be damn near June. I don't know if he comes back in there if we're on a 15-0 run. And Mike Brown says, you know what? Hold on, settle down, kid. Let's finish this out with Cat on the court. and see if we can get this, this victory. Karl Anthony Towns, obviously we know his flaws, and I think we've been able to work around it the last couple of games. We made the point earlier that it hasn't been done on the road, and we have to see through this. We can't act like getting Giannis, which would be in February or January at a trade deadline. We can't act like he won't be the best player on the team. And what comes with that? As soon as you get Giannis, Brunson is no longer the best player on the team. You're talking about a superstar guy who's going to have way more pull than you. No matter what your connections are on that team, he can go to the owner and say whatever the hell he wants, because that kind of cachet is different. Talking about an MVP, a champion, defensive player of the year, he's still Giannis. And there's no argument about whether he's an MVP candidate or not. He is an MVP candidate. So I don't think that you just get Giannis and it's nothing, and we're just going to play flawless basketball. We see Mike Brown is going to experiment with this team right now, regardless of the fact that Josh Hart didn't play in the preseason or whatever it was. Karl Anthony Towns is going to be working from 5 different positions on the court at a time and has to learn this offense. What makes us think Giannis doesn't have to learn this offense? That's the coach that you brought in. So if you brought in this coach, it's going to bring an experiment on both sides of the court. What the hell makes us think Giannis, who's very vocal, he might tell Mike Brown, get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing that. But you're gonna have to operate from different sides of the court, because you're the top front court guy who Sabonis in Sacramento, Cat on the Knicks has been, and they're the guys that have to adjust to Mike Brown's system and seem to lead the way or play a very important role in this. And I don't know if he's gonna fight Mike Brown, but you and I have always been in agreement about that. Yo, if you bring in a new guy, this ain't just a regular role player, play off the bench. Bridges, OG Anunoby could play off Brunson. He ain't no playing off Brunson. Brunson will play off Giannis. And Brunson hasn't had to do that since Luka. That's different. Not saying he's not willing to.
Right, but we're talking about the last 4 years, Fabian, of him being the focal point of the offense, him being the offense, right? Now you get a guy like that, Giannis, who is a ball dominant guy. What does Jalen Brunson become if that's the case, right? Is he relegated to playing off the ball, and is he as effective now being off the ball? We always talk about, when guys elevate their level of play, and then you ask them to kind of bring it back down a little bit because now they've elevated and have gone to this next level. He starts out as a 6th man in the year in James Harden, and then he goes to Houston for 5 to 6, 7 years, and he's just this phenomenal basketball player. And now you want to fit him around a Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Durant. Although it worked, what I'm saying is that there's an adjustment period that takes time. That this is just not an easy transition for a guy who has just raised his stardom to now trying to bring it, kind of dumb it down to just being one of the guys, right?
Real quick, that wasn't James Harden, leader of the team. That was James Harden joining Kyrie and KD in a new city.
Right. So it's very different, right? It's very different. And so Jalen Brunson is an extremely unselfish player. Jalen Brunson has a high IQ for the game. And I don't think he would struggle with trying to find his way. I'm just like, do we need to ask him to do that? Does that help us go to the next level? Is Jalen Brunson, with him at the height of his game next to Giannis, is that enough for us to get, a championship in New York? I say yes, but I also do say that what we're building right now, I'm enjoying. I like the process. I'm invested into the process. And I'm not really willing to pull the trigger on getting Giannis. So if people are confused or I need to stand firm on something, no, I don't want to pull the trigger for the Giannis deal right this second. No.
You heard the man. He ain't playing with y'all. Flee, before I let the people up, we did have another topic. I don't know if you want to get to that with the OKC breaking records, or we could just move along.
No, this is Knicks Rehab. I think we should move along.
I said you heard the man. If you got something to say, we'll let you up.
One at a time. One at a time. This is not a free fall. One at a time. Let's have some respect for the panel and for the people in the chat.
That was a shot at me.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, look. The first person to pop up. Thank you for not popping up with your video too, because it's so much easier to edit stuff without you guys in the video. Please keep it on the your audio only so that we can, chop this up great. King Speech, you in the mix.
King Speech.
Always showing love. Always showing us love, man. Let us know what you disagree with today. What do you want to tackle about the Knicks? I know you're a Mikal Bridges super fan. What exactly
yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Y'all must mention this man is second in the NBA in stock, steals plus blocks. And actually he's number one, I think, in total because what's the name? Wemby missed all them games. So think so. I'm not sure. But Mikal is playing well, man. Mikal, like I said, bro, he's solid. He's solid. He's playing, the matchups, he's gonna get his ass beat. But most of the matchups he's gonna win. And like he's hitting these game-winning plays, these tide-turning plays, these steals, these blocks. So just let him slow cook. He's shooting well. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, there's a whole bunch. The first thing, like the captain made a nice little point over Thanksgiving. He said, we all eat when we win. And I want to correct the captain on that. When we all eat, when everybody on the team eats, we win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's his job to go out there and make sure and again, he was bummish tonight and they picked him up. Let's keep it real. He was bummish tonight. 6 of 19, 18 points. But after what he did on Friday, he earned the right to, have an off night. He still won in a blowout over the team that was number one in Atlantic Division. So, it's just, that's it. I challenge the captain to get better because he is a superstar. But we know that if we're going to win this championship, he has to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? He has to be, in that top 5 for sure. Like there's no Tatum this year. You know what I'm saying? I see that Cade is taking a step up, but he has to be undoubtedly top 5. If the top 5 is Giannis, who ain't on a team that can win, I still don't believe in the Lakers. And we know Jokic and SGA. We need Jalen Brunson to be that next man. And then this is the thing, and like y'all, I shouted y'all out in my video earlier. Y'all were correct. This whole thing with Cat and Brunson, there's no connection. There's no I wanted to see a 2-man game with them. I still don't see no 2-man game with them, bro. And that's on Brown, and that's on them too. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if they're not, scrimmaging on the same team or whatever. But bro, you guys need to be an elite 2-man game because like the year before Cat got here, both of them guys got 60-point games. In 24, both of them had 60. So you looking at it, if any night that both of them score 30, we're gonna win that night. And it's a matter of Brunson, because you are the point guard, to make sure Cat is eating a little bit, man. Make sure. And again, Cat, David Smith in the chat. I know you. You pulled up at the end. Yo, David Smith, bro. I'm tough on Cat. I'm tough on Cat because I've been tough on him his whole career. I know how good he is. The brother is not consistent. He's got to want it. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be smart, pick his spots. When he got that mismatch, kill him. Go for the jugular. Put it that way. And that's the thing. I'm tough on what I look from Cat. I want that shooting percentage to go up. You got to start hitting threes. You got to get close to the 40%. He might not get to 40 this year, but get up to 38. Right now is what, 33, 32. He's probably under 33% three-point shooting. Get that three up close to 40 as you can, and get as close to 50% as you can. He's hitting his free throws, so you know it ain't a shooting motion thing. So it's just like, Cat, we don't need like tonight, the first half, he was bummish. Let's keep it real. But second half, he made up for it. He had 17 points, I believe, in the second half. So we just looking for consistency. You know what I'm saying? OG's coming back. It's been a next man up mentality. With Chairman out, Jalen Clarkson get more minutes. I think he needs more minutes to get his rhythm, to get, because we know he's going to take every shot. But you know what? He's been playing well on defense. He's been playing strong. He hasn't just been settling for threes. He's goes to the basket a lot. So Jordan Clarkson going to have his nights where he's cooking. He's going to have his nights when he looked, like the other night, he was 2 for 13. We still won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but real quick before we move on to Monkey Wrench, would you trade Cat for Giannis when the trade deadline or whenever it's
Yeah, I said at the beginning of the season, once we make the deal in the off season, we gotta explore that in the off season. We can't, like, we're not gonna get that chemistry trading for Giannis. Like, you gotta reconfigure the whole thing. So don't chase Giannis. If they come to us and they offering him at a discount because things fell apart in Milwaukee, okay, you got no choice but to look at that. But don't go searching it out. Don't, really, like, real talk. Him and Ryan Rollins and AJ Green, bro, like that's and then I'm saying, like, and Ryan Rollins is actually a pretty good player, but that's not going to win a championship.
He ain't championship, brother. He ain't championship.
Yeah. He's a guy that you can have in your guard rotation, especially with that 7-foot wingspan, and he can hit the three. And AJ Green, hit the three as well, but Giannis just doesn't have a second guy to make a serious playoff run. So we can revisit that in the offseason. He'll still be only 30, 31. But right now, this is what we're going with. If anything, shout out to this next season. I'm sorry, I know I'm taking up a lot. But Tyler, Mike Brown playing Tyler is something that Tyler was good tonight. Tyler dropped some dimes tonight. So, really, we kind of need a second guard. If Tyler can be that guy, then we ain't got to really get that second guard. You know what I'm saying?
We're on the same page. Yeah. We're on the same page, King's Speech, because
that's what I told you, man. Yo, bro, you got to pull up to the show, man. We got to. I know, like, Tuesday, I know you've been kind of slacking off, but Tuesday and Thursday I do my show. Definitely, if you could pull up Tuesday, I don't know if we got a game or not. I know y'all do go live after games.
That's the next game is Tuesday night against I forgot who, but
all right.
Yeah, man. Just put it in the chat, man. Stop being scared. Put a link in there. King's Speech, thank you. We'll move on to Monkey Wrench, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, King's Speech.
You in the building, man. What's going on with you, man? Can you hear us?
Yo. I can hear y'all. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Monkey Wrench, what up, baby? What up, baby?
Yo, what up?
You got us on in the background or something? I can hear myself in the background.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. My
put
fault.
some headphones on or something.
Yeah.
Put your headphones back on, man. What you? I like Monkey Wrench because he went that all ball last time. I forgot what he said. Oh, he said, put your glasses back on. Monkey, what's going on? Talk to us. You muted yourself, I think. Monkey Wrench, don't make me give you the auction going. Oh, here he goes. We're going once, going twice. Where you at? I think he plugged in his headphones and started doing some crazy shit.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Got you.
Oh, okay. My fault. Yeah, what's up, guys? Hey, I don't really have nothing too crazy to say about the guys. I'm kind of just here for the ride. Like I said, I said to y'all in the beginning, I'm not really watching nothing too crazy as far as records and all that stuff go until like January, February, because the boys gotta grow. But the one thing I don't understand really, like, and I think Flea, you might, understand this. I mean, even you too, Fabian. Like, I've been playing sports my whole life, right? But when you got a little group of guys, and it don't really take too long. You play with a group of guys for like 6 months. You start to learn each other and know your mannerisms and where you're gonna be on the court and all that. I just don't really. The only thing Cat and JB got is that little weak slack off where Cat just slow as shit and he don't get back down the court. And that's why he got that slack ass three from the top. Really, that's really what that is. But that's not chemistry. That's because he's lazy. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. But I don't really see their actual on-court chemistry. Like, for as long as they've been playing together, I don't really see that. Like, naturally, you know what I'm saying? You should, as JB being, me and JB like the same height, and Cat is 7 foot. I would be throwing oops crazy. There's no way, there's no possible way that they don't have some kind of gel thing going on together right now. It's crazy. It don't make sense. And I know that.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that from just a sports player perspective. I don't understand how they don't got it together just between them two yet.
So real quick, so then we gotta go with the theme. Do you see Karl Anthony Towns and the Giannis thing? Are you gonna approach that aggressively? this mid-season, or do you wait in the offseason like King's Speech said?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, come January, February, if they still acting like this, I don't know. Maybe do you guys think this whole Giannis trade talks is like in Cat's head?
I want to say no. I just want to say I think Cat is struggling to find his way in a new offense where, you know, he's asked to do a couple of different things that he's not been used to asked to be doing. You know, in spot he's getting the ball in the trail 3 spot that you just talked about, Monkey Wrench, that's slack 3, and like a lot of his touches come from that. And I don't think that he's very used to getting that. There was a couple of plays down where Josh Hart would get the ball on the wing and Cat had Scotty Barnes fronting him. And Cat wouldn't even put his fucking hand up. So how can Josh Hart even give you an entry pass when you're not even putting your hand up? And then on the second half of the game, when he did try to make an entry pass, it was turned over. So I just feel like Cat is struggling to find the best ways to be effective in this offense. Some nights it looks good, some nights it doesn't. And so with him struggling to figure out a way in the offense, I don't even think he's even focused on trying to build chemistry with the point guard. And the point guard's a gunner. Let's call it what it is. The point guard's a gunner. And he doesn't have the natural instinct to be a guy that's like passing people open and getting guys open. He's going to get a bucket. Love it, but that's who he is. And so it's just not, it just doesn't mix. It doesn't mix.
Go ahead, King Speech, because you got us in the background. All right. So I think the question was, does Cat have the Giannis trade in his head? I think the way Josh Hart is, he's so honest. And even if he's like an extrovert, if Josh Hart is the extrovert and these things are going through his head, I can only imagine what's going on through Karl-Anthony Towns' head, who has to change his voice, you know, do all kind of stuff in public that we see in real time. I would think he's thinking about the Giannis trade, especially after having such a pretty successful first year, even though, you know, Eastern Conference Finals, nothing to, you know, sneeze at, and, you know, be this popular, take over, you know, just have the Dominican socials is going crazy. Everybody knows the world star, you know, the Spanish world star is crazy. So for him to be in a mix like this and be this popular in New York City, there's, you know, Dominicans, we are associated with New York heavy. We even have, you know, we have our own sections in New York. Shout out, you know, all the way uptown in the Heights. And
yeah, 207.
That's inward though. But it's still the fact that he's connected with that. And, you know, if you're Karl-Anthony Towns, you saying to yourself, damn, I don't want this to go away. The threat of another star player is huge when it's Giannis, MVP caliber guy. He can take your spot. It's not like it's not a threat. And then Giannis is there in the offseason saying, I've heard New York is, you know, a very special place or whatever it is. He was rolling around in a stroller in New York in the New York summer. Come like in front of Dwayne Reed. Like this is, yes, he's thinking about it. You know, but now when the season starts, you got Mike Brown who's telling him, yo, you got to be in all these different, you know, scenarios on the court for us. And we are successful. The better you are, the better we are. And Mike Brown trying to infuse the confidence in him. I think he has more to think about than, you know, the Giannis thing, even though he has come up short against the Bucks. I think it was 8 points one game and 9 points in the 2 games against the Bucks. I think he's thinking about it. And I don't like the way Karl-Anthony Towns responds to big games like that. Yeah, it's the regular season, but I'd rather him come out way more aggressive, especially like in the second quarter today when we gave up a 20-point lead to the Raptors. And he's the number 1 option on the court. I want to see him be aggressive in these moments because, yeah, it's storybook like, it's movie like, and all that, but more so, bro, it's sports. Like, it's competition. Me and Flea trying to get the best of each other on here, or like, you know, the best show out here by challenging each other. So why wouldn't you do that on the court? And if you backing down from that, we're gonna sense it. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Hope he answered your question, Monkey Wrench. JR.
$9.99.
Thank you for your $9.99. Been missing the last couple of lives. Y'all know how it is. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate you, JR.
Appreciate you.
I ain't gonna put your business out there.
I gotta jump, y'all. Love y'all. I'm sure
We about to jump. Monkey Rich, I'm gonna take you down, man, because we gotta get it going. People, love y'all. Knicks Rehab. Y'all know what this was.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Are we live?
Big Flea. Never the little one. We back. We'll be back.
What was it? Tuesday night. We're gonna have our reactions in the meantime, in between time, probably tomorrow. Put that up there. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Knicks Rehab, big Knicks win. Tuesday night, definitely another Knicks Rehab. And then, of course, in between that, we do reactions. And yes, if you got, of course, leave the super chats and whatever, become a member, but also leave comments and send us videos that you think we want us to react to, because we like to talk shit. Have a good night, y'all. ALLBALL TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.